My husband and I, 38-year-old female, went to my sister-in-law's house for her birthday. It's quite a long drive, and so we drove up the day before and stayed overnight in their spare room. The birthday meal was going to be midday. She has 2 kids aged 4 and 7. My husband and I went in separate cars as we were coming from different workplaces to get there. I am very short-sighted and literally can't see 1 foot in front of my face without my glasses. Every night I take them off and put them on the nightstand right where I know I can reach them in the morning. Now, apparently, my sister-in-law thought it would be a funny prank to get her kids to sneak into the room. I sleep with earplugs in because my husband is a loud snorer, and take and hide my glasses. In the morning of her birthday, I couldn't find my glasses on the nightstand. I had to ask my husband to help in case they had fallen off and under the bed or something, but we couldn't find them anywhere. I was really distraught because, as I said, I'm literally almost non-functional without them. My husband helped me down to breakfast, and I explained that I wouldn't be able to take part in the meal midday, nearby restaurant, and couldn't drive myself home. I was really upset. They are also expensive glasses because I have to get the lenses thinned, etc., so about $600. My sister-in-law let this go on until they were literally about to go for her birthday lunch. I'd not been able to do much at all up until this point because I can't see. Then she jokingly said to her kids, "Okay, that's enough, I think. Go get them." And the kids ran off to fetch my glasses from where they'd hidden them. She said not to blame them at all. I don't ish. And it was her idea, and just a bit of harmless fun. I put my glasses on, got in my car, said nothing at all, and just drove home. My husband is on my side and has apologised on my sister-in-law's behalf, saying that she thought I would see the funny side. He is very apologetic and offered to skip her birthday meal as well and come home. But he is being apologetic, not her. I've had nothing from my sister-in-law except from an angry WhatsApp message to the group, not directly to me, but to the family group, saying that her birthday had been ruined because someone couldn't take a joke. Apparently after I left, she had a meltdown about how the day was ruined because I drove off and the kids were upset. It is genuinely distressing for me to not be able to see, but I see how she might have thought this would be funny to get her kids to do. Am I the idiot? Edit. I feel bad that the kids think they are the reason I was upset or that they did something wrong. Edit to answer questions. My husband and I were travelling in different cars as we had set off from different locations and timings. We went the night before so we wouldn't have to get up early and do the long drive first thing. I'm not blind, but the world is just a blur from about arm's length or less without glasses, so I can function, just not do anything useful, and it's AITA. Yes, my husband looked for the glasses, but I didn't do much in the morning because I just sort of sat and was bothered about how I'd go to the restaurant, how I'd get the car home, etc., etc. I wasn't going to be of any use in actually looking for them, for obvious reasons. We looked in the obvious places, which, to be fair, was next to the bed because they're the last thing I take off before turning out the light, and it would be freaking weird for them to be in the kitchen or somewhere, because how would I have got upstairs anyway? Now for a few comments before the update. Comment 1. Not the idiot. You are almost literally blind without your glasses. Sister-in-law sat there and watched you struggle through breakfast, and then hours afterwards and finally relented. She's cruel. Very cruel. Time for you and DH to severely limit contact with her. An angry WhatsApp message. Someone couldn't take a joke. Your DH, not you, needs to respond very strongly and angrily about what she did. Comment 2. Not the idiot. Ophthalmologist here. That's just wrong, simple as that. Things are funny when everybody is having a good time. It is not funny to hide people's prosthetics or wheelchair. Why hiding your glasses is suddenly okay? I truly think it was made to make you feel bad, especially using children to shield her bad behaviour. It was not funny, it was malicious. Now, for the update. A lot has happened since the last time I talked about the whole glasses fiasco. After I drove home, things were pretty tense for a while. My husband was caught in the middle, trying to smooth things over with his sister, while also supporting me. He kept telling me that she just didn't understand how serious it was for me to be without my glasses. I wasn't ready to hear it though. I was still fuming. The first week after the incident was the hardest. My husband and I had a few arguments about how to handle the situation. He wanted to forgive and forget, but I just couldn't shake off the feeling of betrayal. I mean, who does that to someone? It's not like I can just turn my vision on and off. Then, out of the blue, my sister-in-law called. She didn't apologise, but she did say she wanted to talk. I agreed, but I was sceptical. We met up at a local cafe, and it was awkward at first. She started off by talking about her kids and how they were asking about me. I could tell she was trying to ease into the conversation. Finally, she got to the point. She said she realised that her prank had gone too far and that she should have thought about the consequences. She didn't outright apologise, but I could tell she was sorry in her own way. I wasn't ready to forgive her, but it was a start. Things started to look up after that. My husband and I were getting along better, and I was feeling less angry about the whole situation. We even went over to their house for a casual dinner. It was a bit strained, but no one mentioned the glasses incident, and I was grateful for that. The kids were really sweet too. They made me a little sorry card with drawings of glasses all over it. It was hard to stay mad after that. I could tell they felt bad, even though it wasn't their fault. But just when I thought things were getting back to normal, something else happened. My husband came home from work one day looking really down. He said he'd had a talk with his sister, and she'd admitted that the reason she pulled the prank was because she was feeling jealous. Jealous of what, you ask? Well, apparently she was envious of the attention her brother gave me and felt like I had taken him away from her. I was shocked. I had no idea she felt that way. It made me see the whole situation in a different light. I started to feel a bit guilty for how I had reacted. Maybe I had been too harsh. After all, she was family. We decided to have another talk, just the three of us this time. It was a long and emotional conversation. There were tears, and a lot of things were said. In the end, we all agreed to try and move past it. My sister-in-law even offered to pay for a new pair of glasses, which I declined. It wasn't about the money. Things have been better since then. Not perfect, but better. We've been trying to spend more time together as a family, and I've been making an effort to include my sister-in-law more. It's not easy, but I'm trying. Just yesterday, though, something happened that threw me for a loop. I found a note from my sister-in-law tucked into one of my books. It was an actual apology this time, and she said she wanted to talk again, just her and me. She hinted that there was more she needed to say, something she hadn't been able to tell me before. I haven't responded yet. I'm not sure what to think or how to feel. Part of me is curious, but another part of me is wary. What could she possibly have to say that she couldn't tell me before? I guess I'll find out soon enough. Now, for the comments. Comment 1. Oh man, this reminds me of the time my cousin hid my car keys as a joke during a family reunion. I was stranded and missed an important job interview. Pranks that mess with someone's essentials are just not cool. Your sister-in-law should have known better, especially with something as important as glasses. Comment 2. All right, here's some funny emotional advice. Treat your sister-in-law to a prank spa day. Except the spa is just her house, and the facial is a pie to the face. Just kidding. But seriously, pranks are a no-go zone when they affect someone's ability to function. Maybe gift her a book on empathy for her next birthday. Now, for the next story. My husband has 3 brothers. Charlie and Mike are in their 30s, while Spencer is 5 years old. Spencer is their half-brother from their dad's second marriage. Their father passed away shortly after Spencer was born. 2 years ago, Spencer's mother went to prison. My husband and I began fostering him. It didn't take long for him to actually feel like our son. As it was, my husband and Spencer didn't have a very brotherly relationship given the 30-year age gap. He already was more of an uncle. 6 months ago, Spencer's mum lost her parental rights. My husband and I have been working on adopting him. It should be finalised after Christmas. Spencer is so excited. He's been calling us Mama and Daddy for a little over a year now, so this is just basically all legal, not changing how we feel in our hearts. Charlie and Mike have been supportive of the whole ordeal for the most part, but we've faced a road bump recently. When Spencer began calling us Mama and Daddy, Charlie found it odd. He said that we weren't his parents. I said legally, yes we are. I said he doesn't have to be Uncle Charlie if he doesn't want to be, but we are raising him. Charlie says that we're basically erasing their dad from Spencer's life. I said no, we talk about him and Spencer's bio-mom often. This won't be a secret. As it is, Spencer is very smart and is aware that he only came to live with us 2 years ago. Mike and my husband have both told Charlie to let it go. I've noticed, however, that when talking to Spencer, he refers to me and my husband by our first names. Or he'll say, ask your brother, referring to my husband, or go show your sister-in-law when referring to me. Spencer is confused because he knows my husband is his brother, but he doesn't look at him like that. We've tried talking to him about it, but Charlie claimed it's force of habit. We were trying to let it go, but then one day Charlie corrected Spencer when he called me Mama and said, no, that's Kate. Spencer got confused and said, no, that's Mama. Charlie told him that I'm not his mother. This only upset Spencer further. I've had enough, frankly. Spencer is our son. We have him in therapy and have also asked Charlie and Mike to attend family therapy with us. Only Mike has agreed. I told my husband that I don't want Charlie at Christmas. We're hosting. If he's just going to upset Spencer and undermine our place as his parents. My husband said it's completely up to me. So I told Charlie either he stops correcting Spencer or he can't come. Now Charlie is mad and says I'm keeping his brothers from him at Christmas. I said if my husband wants, he can go visit him. And if he wants to see Spencer, he can promise to stop undermining my place. Charlie called me dramatic. Mother-in-law wants all of her boys at Christmas and says that I can put up with it for just one day. She said it's hard for her to be around Spencer, but she does it for us, so I can put up with Charlie and see his side. Am I the idiot? Edit. To add, my husband has been advocating for Spencer and does stand up to his family. It's not just me. Now for a few comments before the update. Comment 1. Why are family members so quick to dismiss the wishes of the parents? If Charlie wants to teach him, he should have adopted Spencer, but as it stands, it is simply not his place. Stick to your guns and tell your husband he needs to back you up, not the idiot. Comment 2. Charlie's side is to erase the work and commitment you have made to your son. Charlie can take his side and shove it up his butt because he is a jerk, not the idiot. Now, for the update. So, it's been a week since I posted about the whole situation with Charlie, and let me tell you, it's been a ride. I thought things would simmer down after I laid down the law about Christmas, but boy was I wrong. After I told Charlie he couldn't come to Christmas if he kept undermining us, he went radio silent for a couple of days. I thought maybe he was taking the time to reflect on his behaviour, but instead he was rallying the troops. He got Mike and my mother-in-law on his side, saying I was being unreasonable and splitting the family apart. Mike, who had been supportive, started to waver, saying that maybe we should all try to be more understanding of each other. My husband was torn. He's always been the peacemaker in the family, and seeing his brothers and mum upset was really getting to him. He started to question if we were doing the right thing by keeping Charlie away from Christmas. I reminded him that this was about Spencer's well-being, not Charlie's feelings, but it was clear the family pressure was weighing on him. Then, out of nowhere, Charlie showed up at our house. He wanted to talk. He said he'd been doing some thinking and realised that he might have been out of line. He promised he wouldn't correct Spencer anymore and that he would try to respect our roles as Spencer's parents. I was sceptical, but my husband was hopeful. We decided to give him another chance for the sake of family unity. Christmas was just a few days away, and things seemed to be looking up. Charlie was making an effort, calling us by our parental titles when he spoke to Spencer, and Spencer seemed less confused. It felt like maybe we were finally getting through to him. But then Christmas Eve happened. We were all at our house, the tree was lit up and the presents were under it. Spencer was buzzing with excitement, and for a moment it felt like a normal, happy family gathering. Until it wasn't. Charlie had been drinking a bit, and maybe that's what did it, but out of nowhere he started going on about how Spencer would never really be our son because we weren't his biological parents. He said we were trying to replace their dad and Spencer's mum, and that it wasn't right. My husband tried to calm him down, but Charlie was on a roll and there was no stopping him. Spencer heard everything, the look on his face. It was like watching a piece of his world shatter. He ran to his room and I followed, trying to console him. He was crying, asking why Uncle Charlie didn't want him to be our son, why he couldn't just be happy for us. It broke my heart. The rest of the night was a blur. Charlie left after my husband and Mike got into a huge argument with him. Mike apologised for not standing up to Charlie sooner, and my mother-in-law was just in tears, saying this was not what she wanted for Christmas. The next day, Christmas felt hollow. Spencer was quiet, and the joy from the previous days was gone. We tried to make the best of it, opening presents and having dinner, but the damage was done. Charlie's words had cut deep, and it was clear that things would never be the same again. After Christmas, my husband and I had a long talk. We decided that we needed to protect Spencer from any more emotional harm. We agreed that Charlie would not be allowed around Spencer until he genuinely changed his behaviour and attitude. It was a sad resolution, but we had to put Spencer first. Mike has been visiting us, trying to make amends, and my mother-in-law is just trying to keep the peace, but there's a rift in the family now that I'm not sure will ever fully heal. As for Spencer, we're giving him all the love and support we can. He's resilient, but he's been through so much already. We're just hoping that in time he'll understand that no matter what anyone says, he is our son and we love him more than anything. It's been a tough week, and I'm not sure what the future holds for our family. But one thing is clear, we'll do whatever it takes to make sure Spencer knows he belongs with us, no matter what anyone else says. Now, for the comments. Comment 1. Hey there. It sounds like you've been through a whirlwind with Charlie. I totally get wanting to protect Spencer from any more hurt. It's tough, but sometimes setting firm boundaries is the only way to safeguard the emotional well-being of your kiddo. Hang in there, and remember, you're doing what's best for your family. Comment 2. Man, I had a similar thing happen when my sister kept undermining my parenting. It's like walking on eggshells, right? We had to have a come to Jesus moment before she finally backed off. It's rough, but standing your ground is key. Hopefully Charlie comes around like my sis did. If you like this video, you'll probably like these too. Also, while you're here, please consider subscribing. It's your support that keeps this channel alive and allows me to make better and longer videos. Have a great day.